All right, welcome back. We're looking at question 24 now. A local bakery sells its chocolate chip cookies in boxes of 12 or a dozen. The weights of each of the cookies are independent and are normally distributed with a mean of 22 grams and a standard deviation of 1 gram. The weights of the empty boxes are normally distributed with a mean of 60 grams and a standard deviation of 2 grams. The weights of the boxes filled with 1 dozen cookies are expected to be normally distributed with a mean of 324 grams and a standard deviation of how much? So this is a question that involves combining multiple random variables, right? The weight of each cookie is a random variable, the weight of each box is a random variable. Combining that all together gives us a filled box. So let's define some variables here. T is going to be the total weight of the filled boxes, and that is a combination or a sum of the weight of each of the 12 individual cookies plus the weight of the box itself. So C1 is just short for cookie 1, C12 is short for cookie 12, B is short for the weight of the box. Now we know that when we add variables, their means or expected values add as well. So we can also write the expected value of the total weight is the expected value of cookie 1 plus the expected weight of cookie 2 plus, so on and so forth, plus the expected weight of the box. Okay, and we know each of these expected weights. That's just the mean given in the problem. So it's going to be 22 grams for each of the cookies plus 60 grams for the box. I added that up off screen. It's 324 grams. Now the problem already tells us that in the last line. Okay. The real question now is, how do we find the standard deviation for the total? So you might think, or your intuition would say, well, if we added the means, let's just add the standard deviations. But it doesn't quite work that way. Okay? You cannot add standard deviations. Okay? But what you can add is the variances. So we can write that the variance of the total weight is going to be the variance of cookie 1's weight plus the variance of the second cookie's weight, and so on down the line. Okay. Now the relationship between variance and standard deviation is that the variance is just the square of the standard deviation. It's a standard deviation raised to the second power. So the variance from cookie 1 will be 1 gram squared. The variance from any of the 12 cookies is going to be 1 to the second power. The variance from the box is going to be 2 grams raised to the second power. Okay, so if you simplify, you just get a variance of 1 for each cookie and a variance of 4 for the box. And you add that up, 12 plus 4 is 16. So we have a total variance of 16. Okay. Now to convert back to a standard deviation, you just use an inverse operation. The inverse of squaring is taking a square root. Okay. So the standard deviation for the total weight of a filled box is going to be the square root of the variance for the total weight of the filled box, which we just found was 16. All right, 16 happens to be a perfect square. The square root of it is 4. Where are we at? There we go, 4. Final answer, C, 4 grams.